You know what's worse than being just addicted to drugs? Being alone and addicted to drugs. You see, I cut out all my friends in my life, every single one of them. I threw them all away. I said, you know what? I can't even handle the idea of having a conversation with these people. It's too much for me. The anxiety, the stress, the discomfort I would feel being around them while they don't know anything about me. Because at night, every morning, I would be consuming drugs, weed and alcohol. I would start my day with a bong rip and with a beer. That beer turned into wine later, and that wine turned into 1.5 liters of wine that I would have every day. But I couldn't stomach it, being honest and vulnerable with people. So what I did was I stopped talking to them, and I avoided them, and I curled up like a ball, like a child. I would open Snapchat, and I would see messages of them, and they would mention me, and they would talk to me in the group chat. But I wouldn't respond. Eventually, I think they made a new group chat without me. But I don't know, because by that point, I deleted Snapchat. I stopped talking to them. I couldn't handle the fact that I was just so consumed by drugs. I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't want anyone to know that I was suffering the way I was. Fresh out of school, and here I am. I got nothing to do with my life, but I'm struggling. I can't stay a day sober, I would think. So I would go about my days alone, months on end. I would just get high and drink and be a disturbance to my family. I would sit around, I would watch anime, I would play video games, sometimes with my online friends, but at this point, I couldn't even really bring myself to enjoy that. Talking with people, interacting with them. Because every time I would get online to talk to my friends, I would be intoxicated, I would be drunk, I would be high. And I don't like bringing that version of myself out, socially, and around people. I would always think this isn't the person I want to be. I would always think that. And that single thought, I don't want to be this way, persisted for 4 years. For 4 years, I thought to myself, I do not want to be this way. And I kept that thought to myself, but I kept doing the same things that kept me that way. I eventually cut off my friends, all of them, my online friends, and I just played video games by myself in a room that was dark with my alcohol, my bottle of wine, my weed, and I would just sit there, play my game for 2 hours, go outside, smoke a bowl, crack open another beer, just continue that ride of ecstasy. I did this for a long time. It never made me feel good. It just took away the pain I was feeling. It would allow me to reach into a fantasy world. A world where I didn't have to worry about anything. Not real life circumstances. Not real life responsibilities. That could all be taken away in a heartbeat if I wanted it to. Now I got this weed pen. I can just vape indoors. I don't even have to go outside. It's cold. It's winter time. I started smoking carts like crazy. I'll go through carts like nothing. Around my 4th and final year of consuming drugs, I was smoking carts so often. I had a full garbage bag. It was a white garbage bag full of carts, vape carts. I had tried every single one of them from the store. And you know what? I didn't even know which favorite I had. I would just get the cheapest one, or one on sale, or one that sounded nice, or one that was new. It didn't matter to me. What mattered was if it would get me high or not. And they always did get me high. And you know what happened? Being alone, the only thing I have in my life, drugs and alcohol, they became the only thing I could rely on. I found that I couldn't rely on a single person in my life but the drugs. I couldn't count on anybody but the drugs. I couldn't trust anybody but the drugs. The drugs became my ally, my best friend. See, I literally had no one to talk to. Not my brother, not my mother, not my father. They didn't understand when I tried to tell them how bad this was. But it was bad. It was so bad. It was the worst thing ever. Being this alone, being this frightened, being this terrified, being this helpless. I was going to die, and I knew it. I thought, if these drugs don't kill me from health problems, I'm going to kill myself. I can't take it anymore, I would think. If you have no one, what do you rely on? You rely on the things that give you comfort, the things that relieve your stress, the things that make you feel better, the things that you know will work. And what worked for me was alcohol and marijuana. And I had to have that every day. Because if I didn't have it, because if God forbid that I could not have it, my entire night, my day, my thoughts, every single action of mine was stress-inducing, anxiety driving me crazy. I could not fathom a night without these substances. I was so scared and terrified. I couldn't even I would sit on the thought of going a night sober every single day. And when I eventually did try to spend a night sober, I would go crazy. And then I would bike to the store last minute before it closed, pick up my substance, and feel that relief. And I would think, I'm only going to get enough for tonight. So maybe I'll try again tomorrow. But that never happened. Because the next day I went to the store and I picked up even more. Because I thought, I can't make it through this. I can't do this. I need it. I can't live without it. Left to my own devices I was. Those nights when I would contemplate for hours, literally hours, pacing in my room, trying to decide how I should quit, when will I quit, how am I going to do this, will I be able to make it through, I don't even know if I'll have a life after I quit, is it even worth it, how am I going to calm myself down, what am I going to do, It would drive me fucking crazy. And so the easiest and the most narrow-minded solution, the most absolutely obvious choice for me every single time was just go get the substance. Just get the substance. Just pick it up. Do that. And we can make it through the rest of the night. And we don't even have to think about it anymore. Because we'll be nice, high, intoxicated, and we'll be fluffy and floating. And you know what? Maybe we'll stay up even later tonight. And just play video games and watch movies and just it'll feel really good. And then when you wake up, it'll be so late anyways, you'll just go do the same thing over again. Oh, that's perfect. You know, we got the whole week planned. We're gonna be high and intoxicated all fucking week. And that's how I used to think. And I was alone. Not a single soul was in my life. I promise you, there was no one in my life. Just my mom, my dad, my brother, and I didn't even talk to them. I just saw them. I nodded, and I didn't even say hello. I couldn't. And when they asked how I was doing, or they tried to talk to me, it was just bullshit I would throw at them. Bullshit. Or I would wave them off. It didn't matter. They didn't matter to me anymore. What mattered to me was the drugs and the way they made me feel. Nothing else could make me feel that way. Not a single thing. I think being alone is worse than having a drug addiction. I can't fathom being alone again. It scares me to be alone with my thoughts for that amount of time by myself again. It's so absolutely terrifying. If you're alone and you need someone to talk to, or someone to connect with, someone who you just want to have listen to your story, let me listen for you. Let me be that person who puts his arm on your shoulder, who gives you a helping hand. If you could do me a favor and leave your story in the comments below. Let me know how you're dealing with this. Let me know how this makes you feel if you are facing a similar situation, because damn, I know how bad it is, how tough it was. I couldn't comment on YouTube videos. I was so antisocial. I took all my social media off. I stopped doing everything. I felt like I was hardly a human being. But if you're watching this and you're struggling, and you've made it this far in the video, then I feel like you're like me. I think I can help you with that. I can help you be that person that you want to be, and not this person that you don't want to be, that you felt like you've not wanted to be for so fucking long. I know how fucking difficult and horrible it is. It really is the worst. Almost to me felt worse than death. And that's why I really didn't want to be alive anymore. This was a little video about my experience being alone and addicted to substance use. I had no problem making more videos like this, but it is freezing in this garage, so I'm going to get going. Anyways, if you've made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. I could really use the boost and moral support, if you know what I mean. It makes me feel like I'm sharing my story to people that need it and want to hear more. I would love to hear that positive feedback from you all. So, if you're struggling, let me know. And please feel free to join my free Discord. It's in the comment section below. I want to connect with people on there and talk to them and get to know them and try to encourage them to live better lives, to grow, to be that person you've always wanted to be, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. Our potential is out there. He's waiting for us. Adios. This has been Anthony.